Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth-Busting Mondays. In today's video for the final myth, we are going to be testing to see if a survivor jumps off of a surface that would normally kill them from fall damage. If a tank punches you before you reach the bottom, will it save your life? If you guys end up enjoying today's video, please drop a like by the end, subscribe if you are new, and if you have a myth of your very own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means put them here in the comment section down below, or also alternatively, you can place them within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying this week's episode of Myth-Busting Mondays. Myth: can you bounce throwables off of each other by throwing them together and allowing them to collide? Alrighty guys, the first myth starting off today's episode is submitted in by Azur Productions. Azur, welcome back. Haven't seen you around here in a while, man. Thank you for submitting a myth in once again. So to get the best possible angle for this, I'm going to use a military sniper to end up zooming in on the area where I believe the grenades would collide with each other, while Glabursko and Tyler throw them at each other. So here was our best attempt when Glabursko and Tyler threw the grenades at each other, and as you guys can see, they make a perfect X. They lined up perfectly. Now, even though this looks cool and the grenades did end up hitting each other, they didn't actually hit each other. They rather went through each other because they were intangible. So that means that the myth is busted because they didn't bounce or do that trick that Azur was asking if it could do. Myth: can you damage the Left 4 Dead 1 survivors in the passing? Alrighty guys, myth 2 is submitted in by Alexi Rosenberg. Thank you, Alexi, for submitting in your first myth our way. Appreciate you. So Alexi, regarding your myth, I'm just going to point out some quick details. Number 1, you cannot damage the Left 4 Dead 1 survivors as a survivor, so if you're part of the Left 4 Dead 2 crew, you can't do anything against them. And if you're playing in Versus mode, the Left 4 Dead 1 survivors do not spawn in. So I'm just curious to see if they can die by anything. So we're just spawning in Special Infected in the normal campaign, and we're doing things such as spawning in Spitters so that way acid pools will land underneath of them, and we're staring at the answer right in front of our very eyes. If the Left 4 Dead 1 survivors could take damage and die, they would have by now because there's so much spitter acid and chaos happening, and yet they have not. In fact, the Special Infected, most notably the tank, which I would say is the most funny because the most noticeable, he just flat out ignores the Left 4 Dead 1 survivors and instead gets in front of them just so that way he can get shot at. So that means that myth 2 is busted. I'm just going to assume that the Left 4 Dead 1 survivors were made invincible by Valve and they probably have God mode on. Myth: can you kill a witch with a mounted minigun before it overheats? Alrighty guys, myth number 3 is going to be submitted in by Glabursko. So me, Glabursko, and Tyler have got a minigun lined up in our little pathway here, and we're going to shoot this witch on full blast and see if whether or not I can kill her before she ends up getting me. So I just startled her, and I'm going to spray and pray, not cheating, not bursting this machine gun. I'm going to just hold down the trigger and not let go. And as you guys can see, it gets close, like scarily close. Had she died any later, I would have been dead. So that means that myth 3 is confirmed. Not only can you kill the witch with a mounted minigun before it overheats, but you can also kill her before she's able to reach you, as long as it's in specific areas. Myth: can the witch break through solid glass to get to you? Alright everybody, myth 4 is submitted in by Tyler. So I'm going to be spawning in the witch right over here on No Mercy because this is the biggest set of glass that I can find. And when I do end up getting somewhat close to her, in fact I don't even necessarily need to get that close, she does indeed get enraged, chases after me, and breaks the glass down. Which means that myth number 4 is confirmed. The witch will break down anything pretty much to get to you, so beware. Alrighty guys, final myth time. Can a tank punch a survivor that's falling from an area that would normally kill them with fall damage and hopefully save their life? Let's find out. Myth: can a tank punch save a survivor from dying to fall damage? Alrighty guys, the final myth of today's episode is submitted in by me and the boys, and that's not me and the myth-busting group, that's actually just the guy's name that submitted the myth. His name is Me and the Boys. So Me and the Boys wants to know if whether or not any Special Infected can save a survivor from fall damage. We have tested this on some others before, but we have not done it specifically on the tank. So what I'm going to do for you here, Me and the Boys, is that I'm just going to take one of the remaining Special Infected we have not tried to save a survivor from fall damage with, specifically the tank, and test them out for the final myth today. If you want us to test the other remaining Special Infected, Me and the Boys, just let us know by dropping a comment and specifically specifying a certain Special Infected we have not tried yet. Now, specifically addressing the footage here that you are watching, oh my god, this myth was super tedious. the timing has to be uber specific on this myth. We were running into issues such as connection. There would also be issues where when one person would jump, the other person would fail to hit them. There would be times where we would land on the tank's head and then get hit, which technically doesn't count. Here's an example of something that looks confirmed but isn't. I look like I hit Tyler right here, but he lands on my head first, and that doesn't count. It's very hard to get close enough to the tank that you're in the path of the fist, but not landing on his head or missing. Now I want to show you this last attempt right here. I hit Glabersko, and even though I incapacitate him, I want to clarify something. Normally, if you jump off the top of the lighthouse and fall, you will die. If you watch the footage back very carefully with me in slow motion, you guys will see that Glabersko lands in front of me and doesn't land on my head, nor do I miss. Even though I incapacitate him, he would have normally just flat out died from jumping that high. This means that the damage that he suffered that incapacitated him was rather from my tank punch and not from the actual fall. He only just got damaged in combination with the fall because he was super low health, meaning I saved his life and the myth is confirmed. Had Glabersko had higher HP, he could have walked away, but since he was already injured, that's why he was incapacitated in combination with my punch and the fall damage. If this happened to you in a real-life public match and you were able to escape, that would be the coolest highlight ever, and you would be one lucky son of a bitch. But yeah guys, that is it for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And once again, if you guys have a myth of your very own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means put them here in the comment section down below, or you can also leave it within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. But with all that being said guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers are ever going to see. Thanks for watching guys, I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey meme lords, Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!